It seems that every month another inmate is released from a Michigan prison after serving time for a crime they did not commit.
Tonight, 7 investigator Ross Jones is digging deep into the cases of 3 men recently released and the flimsy evidence that helped put them behind bars.
And Ross is talking to a longtime Detroit detective who's breaking her silence, saying she had serious doubts about some of the evidence used at trial.
It's November 1994. Within 6 months, 3 men housed here on the 9th floor lockup at Detroit Police Headquarters will be convicted of separate murders that most of the evidence showed they had nothing to do with.
How old were you when you went to prison?
18.
The first was Larry Smith, then came Ramon Ward, and then Bernard Howard. Each man would spend more than a quarter century in prison until the last year, when the Wayne County prosecutors said none of them belonged there.
These men had more in common than just bad luck. Their cases were handled by the same team of officers known as Squad 7, and their convictions were based, at least in part, on supposed jailhouse confessions that decades later were deemed not credible.
Larry Smith was a teenager in 1994 when he got a call to come to police headquarters.
A guy was murdered and someone else seen a car, and from there my name came up.
No witnesses saw Smith at the crime scene. There was virtually no evidence linking him to the murder. And when he was interviewed by a detective, he insisted there had been a mistake. But while Smith was being held on the 9th floor lockup, an inmate named Edward Allen suddenly came forward, claiming Smith confessed to him.
Did you ever have a conversation with Edward Allen?
I didn't know him. Never met him before.
Allen would testify at Smith's trial, helping to secure his conviction. And he wasn't the only informant on the 9th floor. In Ramon Ward's murder trial, a different inmate claimed he heard him confess to a double murder. The same thing happened in Bernard Howard's case, too. The mysterious jailhouse confessions were all used at trial.
And all this lying and using these jailhouse witnesses, I was just always leery of that.
Today, a detective who worked to convict all 3 men is acknowledging even she had doubts about some of the evidence introduced at trial. Monica Childs was a member of Squad 7, and this month I met with her at her home. In recorded conversations, she said she never believed Edward Allen, the snitch who testified against Larry Smith.
Did you ever have any conversations about his credibility?
I just said I don't believe him. That's all I said.
You said that to the prosecutor?
Yeah. Whoever the prosecutor was, I do remember saying I don't believe him. I wouldn't have used him as a witness.
Never did you ever come forward and say, hey, I don't feel comfortable with the testimony that was given against Larry Smith. And that would have changed the quality of my life, my daughter's life, my mother's life.
Allen's testimony was arguably the most critical piece of evidence in the case. And 27 years after he took the stand, Wayne County's Conviction Integrity Unit called his testimony unreliable. Larry Smith was released from prison in February. Throughout the 1990s, jailhouse snitches were relied on often at DPD. So often that Wayne County prosecutors grew concerned inmates were just telling police what they wanted to hear, and wrote this 1995 memo urging an end to the practice.
When you give people an incentive to produce something, and they are in a vulnerable state themselves, what do you think is going to happen? They'll find something.
Detective Childs also took statements and confessions in these cases, some of which were later claimed to have been coerced. Bernard Howard, who struggled to read, said he signed this type confession only after Childs said he'd be let go if he did. Childs says she has no memory of Howard's case, but denies she would have made that type of promise. She does remember taking a confession from Ramon Ward. It came one day after he insisted he had nothing to do with the murder she was looking into.
When I saw him again, nobody is that drastically different in 24 hours. Something happened to him. He never said, he never would tell me. He just kept saying, I just want to get out of here.
Childs told me she didn't believe his confession and wondered why his story changed.
And afterwards, I said in my head, I should never have written it down. Never. Because in my heart of hearts, I really didn't believe he did it.
But on the witness stand, Childs did not mention her doubts because she said she was not asked.
If the lawyer had said on the stand, Detective Childs, do you believe that Ramon Ward committed this murder? What would you have said?
I would have had to say, based on this information, no.
Ramon Ward was convicted of murder at 18. He would be exonerated through the Conviction Integrity Unit at 45.
Ramon Ward, in all my homicide career, that was that one case that was so frustrating. You know, what can I do to help him? What can I do?
Childs insists her actions in these cases were above board and stressed that she was not always aware of the conduct of her colleagues inside Squad 7. 2 years after Ramon Ward was sent to prison, Childs filed a whistleblower suit against DPD, claiming that in an unrelated case, her boss illegally obtained a confession in a murder case and then told Childs to lie about it. The case settled for an undisclosed sum.
And do I believe that, Monica Childs was a part of a bigger system and she was just, a link in that chain? Absolutely, I do. But I can't consider her a victim when she's acknowledged that she suspected that the statements that she obtained and that she used to achieve the guilty verdicts, she had suspicion from all along.
Today, Larry Smith, Ramon Ward, and Bernard Howard are savoring their newfound freedom, each convinced that sitting in prison today are other men with stories like theirs, waiting to be told.
I'm a victim of it, and there's other victims of it.
You're sure of that?
There's no doubt in my mind.
Monica Childs says she was contacted in 2018 by a private investigator looking into Ramon Ward's case. She said she cooperated with that investigator and later Wayne County's Conviction Integrity Unit. We're in Detroit tonight. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.